back to art class. This week's project is pretty simple, and it may even sound a little bit familiar because it is something that we've done before in kindergarten. But we are going to talk about something called making a rubbing. A rubbing is actually a type of printmaking where you're capturing the texture of an object or a surface on your paper, and all you need is some basic just paper. Okay, it could be notebook paper, drawing paper, whatever you have at home, and some crayons. But the thing about your crayons is you are going to need to peel the paper off of them. So maybe just a few of your crayons, not all of them. We don't want to take all the wrappers off, but you are going to need the sides of your crayons. I have a special box of crayons here in my classroom with me that are my rubbing crayons. That these are special crayons that I have peeled, and I use the sides of them to help me do my rubbings. Now, when you're creating a rubbing, you are creating visual texture. The texture of something is how it feels. For example, the texture of a soft, fluffy kitten would be soft, furry. It's how something feels. The texture of the table that you're probably sitting at or your desk at school would be smooth. It would be hard and smooth, right? The texture of this wall right here. This wall is actually pretty smooth when I run my hands on it. The texture of a tree might be kind of rough and bumpy, right? The bark on a tree isn't usually nice and smooth or soft. The texture of this basket here when I rub my fingers on it, okay? It's bumpy. It has like a bumpy texture to it. And all of these individual little pieces kind of create this cool little texture for me. So that is what texture is. Texture describes how something feels. And when you show texture or how something feels in a picture, you're showing visual texture. Like if I draw a picture of a cat, I can't actually pet the picture of the cat. It's going to feel smooth. It's just going to feel like the paper. But you can show how it feels by drawing little lines and making it look furry. We are going to go on a little bit of a texture scavenger hunt, which is why I said this might sound a little familiar. So I think that you all do a fantastic job with this project. You are going to take some crayons. I'm going to grab a couple different colors here. I've got a red, a purple, I have a dark green. I'm going to do some darker colors so you guys can really see the textures that I find. But you're going to take your paper and you're going to hold it up to things around your house that have a bumpy texture to it, something to it, and you're going to rub your crayon. Now, for example, I'm going to come back to this basket that I have here. Now, if I were to take this basket, and I'm just going to do my textures right on my big piece of paper here. If I were to put this basket under my paper, and I'm going to take my, we're going to do this with my green crayon. If I were to take this basket and put it underneath this piece of paper, obviously I want you to choose objects that are a little bit easier for you, where you can put them down on a table and rub them. You don't have to hold everything up like I am. But if I were to take my crayon and rub it, now not using the tip. Now I know when we color, right, we usually hold our crayon like this and we color. When we do a rubbing, we lay our crayon down on its side, like it's taking a nap. So I'm going to take my crayon and lay it flat against my paper. And I'm going to use my pointer finger and my thumb to kind of pinch the crayon like that. And I'm going to rub. You got to use a little bit of muscle there. But I'm going to rub my crayon against this basket. And you can see that I've created, this is the texture of the basket. This is what happens when I rub the crayon on its side on top of the basket. And this is showing the texture of the basket on my paper. Now, to show you other textures, I have these really cool things. They sell these in craft stores and stuff. These are all different texture plates. So these have all different designs. I just want to show you again how to hold the crayon and how to get that texture. But so if I were to take my purple crayon, I'm going to choose, this little plate right here. This is like a cool design on it. I'm going to put that underneath again. And again, using the side of my crayon, like it's taking a nap, like it's laying down. I'm going to pinch it, and I'm going to rub it back and forth. And the texture of this plate underneath is going to show up on my paper. It's pretty cool, huh? Now you could try this on a whole bunch of things around your house. I want you to think about different places where you can try to find different textures. Those might be walls, the floor, maybe you can see what kind of texture the carpet has. If you have any baskets in your house, if you have any bricks outside of your house, bricks are great for doing rubbings against. Fences, just try all different kinds of surfaces in your house. Just make sure you're not actually coloring on the surface in your house. Another thing that would be great for you to find this year, this time of the year, would be leaves. Now I have a leaf rubbing plate here. You can see the leaf on it, but you can do this with an actual leaf too. If you put the leaf underneath your paper here, and I'm going to switch colors again. All right, again, using the side of my crayon, pinching and rubbing, you can do a rubbing of a leaf. Now this was just a, oops, dropped my crayon. Now this was just a leaf rubbing plate, but if you were to actually get some leaves from outside, you could achieve that same effect with an actual leaf. So I want you to take your crayons, go around the house, and see what kind of textures you can find in your house to show me. Nothing, in particular, just take a regular piece of paper, put all your rubbings, like do a little section here, a little section here, a little section here, and show me all the different textures that you can find around your home, inside and outside. And especially outside, if you can go out and grab some fall leaves, do some fall leaf rubbings, and see what those look like as well. Then make sure that you take a picture of your artwork and send it to me so I can see it and I can give you an art grade. And I can't wait to see all the different kinds of rubbings and textures that you find around your houses. And I will see you guys again soon for your next project. Bye!